Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line right now. Stephen Jackson, welcome, sir.
What's up, my brother? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. I've seen you on so many different occasions, man, and I just want to say thank you for checking in. And I know it's a hard time right now. And for people that don't know, George Floyd, who was killed a couple of days ago, was a personal friend of yours. So just tell people, how you knew George and what type of person he was for the people that don't know.
Well, Amy, when you come from the upbringings and the surroundings we come from, the difference between a lot of you and your friends is the opportunities we get. Floyd was just as talented as I was. He just didn't have the opportunities I got. He was better. He was a double. He played two sports, football and basketball. And we met. Floyd is like 5 years older than me. We met in my 10th, 11th grade year in high school. And I was really in the streets, and Floyd was really in the streets, and that's how we met. My friend Tello told me, man, Jack, I'm bringing my homeboy over here, and y'all look just alike. Y'all might have the same daddy. I'm like, hell nah, man. And when we saw each other, man, who is your daddy? Who your daddy? That's the kind of conversation we had, and we hit it off. To the point where when he got locked up, I took care of his mama's rent a couple of times. He's probably the only person, being successful. You've got a lot of people that call you for things and knowing they don't need it and just abusing your kindness. He's probably one of the very few people in my life, and this is why it hurt me so much, that genuinely supported me. When he called me, it was for something that he really needed. It wasn't for no shoes. It wasn't for no going out. It was for something he really needed to better his life. And when you have people like that in your life, you want to hold on to them. And that was one of them people. That's what I'm going to miss most about him.
Now, what was your favorite memory of George Floyd? And the reason I ask this is because it's so media can paint whatever picture that you really forget that this was a father, that this was a friend, that this was a worker, that he was a good person. And I'm like, I hate the way sometimes media does things. So what was your favorite memory of George?
Just how even when he didn't have to, when he did have to, when he fell off to, he always wanted to be this same person. He wanted to be the protector and provider for everybody, and that was just him. When you from our neighborhoods, okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Mm-hmm. Neighborhoods, all kind of, you have 4 or 5 neighborhoods and they all get beefing. But you always have one guy that can go to all the neighborhoods and everybody rock with him. Floyd was that guy. He hung with the robbers and jackers and nobody couldn't stand him. You know what I'm saying? But Floyd was not involved in that life, so everybody embraced him all around the city. And that's why the city in Houston isn't so outraged right now, because Floyd he didn't deserve to go out like that. He was in Minnesota changing his life. He went out there to drive trucks to the point where I was just telling you, he could have called me for money saying he needed this. He called me for clothes. He didn't ask for no money. He asked for clothes. And like he was better in his life, and it hates till he get to the point where he turning that curve to be better, and this happened.
I just spoke to Attorney Benjamin Crump, and he was telling me, he was like, they said that the police were called because it was allegedly a fake $10 bill. And you look at the video and you say, all of that for a $10 bill? What was going through your mind when you seen that? Because as a father, I'm sitting there and, my heart is hurting, and I'm like, I can't believe it. And it's almost like you want to be there because you want to just push that cop off him and be like, oh.
It made me angry, dog. It makes me angry, bro. It makes me angry, dog, because I know how I move, and I show everybody love, man. I just can't. It just hurt that people have that much hate, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get emotional when I see a homeless man on the street that I can't help. That's the type of feelings I have for people. You know what I'm saying? So when I see somebody just be so cruel, man, and it's to the point now, and we feel like we helpless. We can't do nothing about it. So you get so mad, bro. And I work so hard, bro, to get that cloud over me with people calling me a thug and all that shit. I worked hard to get that off me. And as angry as I am and the thoughts I have, I want to do something crazy, but I'm not, because I can't jeopardize everything. But at the same time, I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to stand up as much as I can. I'm going to show up as much as I can. I don't care what's going on, because there's 3 things that I want to happen. I want my brother's name to stand the way it should be. A lot of times when police do this, they demean your character. They dig up stuff because they really don't know you, to overshadow what has happened. I'm not letting that happen. 2, he has 2 beautiful daughters. They daddy not here to provide for them. They gotta take care of those babies. And I know, Envy, I didn't make the NBA All-Star teams. I'm not in the top 50, but I'm first team all common sense. And I know we're not gonna get the death penalty, but I'm going for it. Because the only way that they can stop killing us is if they see one of their own sitting in that chair and fry for something he did and knowing that could be them. We had to see it. The world had to see it. My brother died. The world need to see one of them die. That's the only way we're going to get justice.
And I was going to ask you that. What's justice for you? So justice is charged for murder and electric chair.
Yes. And I can't say this because I'd rather the kids get taken care of and they don't get the electric chair and they just get murdered. They get murdered. They have to take care of them kids. Their father's not here. And to be honest, the oldest Gigi, the 6-year-old, she don't even know yet. I just got off the phone with her mama. She haven't even told her yet. This is the type of stuff that they got to go through.
And you know what hurt me even more, brother? When, I spoke to Benjamin and Crump and I was like, in the video, which was hard to watch. My wife, when I say had pains and cramps, because all she could imagine was our kids, our son, our daughter, me. And I heard him screaming, mama, right? And I was like, how did his mama take it? And he was like, his mama's not here. His mom died.
That's why he was calling them. That's why he was calling them. That's why he was calling. He was calling his kids. I know my brother. He's not going to make no cry out like that if he's really not in pain, if he's really not scared.
Right.
He's not no scared individual. So for him to cry out like that, my boy was really terrified, man. He was really terrified. And I hate the world seeing him like that.
But it's one of those things where I get it, and I'm sitting there. So how is his family taking it? How is his girl, his brothers and his sisters? How have you spoke to them? How are they dealing with it, and what are they feeling right now at this time?
Honestly, Envy, our relationship, I didn't even know his sisters. Mm-hmm. I knew his daughter's mother. I know her, and a lot of the homies that's around. And I've been talking to them. You know what I mean? I didn't really have no relationship with his sisters. I had a great relationship with his mama, because I came through for her sometimes, but rest in peace. But I know it's tough. I know it's tough, but at this point, I'm just worried about them babies. I ain't really worried about nobody else but them babies.
Now, one thing is I asked Benjamin Crump, attorney Benjamin Crump, I was like, right now I feel like the world feels like the only way to get through this, to stop this from happening, is civil unrest. I feel like, peaceful protesting is fine, but I feel like they take kindness for weakness. And, one thing I'll never get out of my face and never get out of my mind is the way that cop was looking. As those people were screaming, yo, you're hurting him. He can't breathe. And he was looking at that, like that ego got to him. Like, hand in his pocket. Hand in his pocket. Hand in his pocket. And they said the reason his hand was probably in his pocket because he could put more pressure on his thigh. More pressure on his thigh. And I'm sitting here like, that can't be life for us, man. Like, that can't be life for these young Black individuals out there. I can't even say young Black because he was our age. Like, that can't be life for us. Because, and like I told attorney Benjamin Crump, you know how many fake bills I had? I don't produce bills. I get paid. Somebody gives me a change. I don't check a $10 bill. I don't check a $20 bill. That shouldn't be a citation.
This happened to a lot of people.
And then you say he's resisting arrest, so we had to put him down? The videos I seen, I didn't see any resistance. That's why I asked, what type of person he was. And I'm looking at your Instagram, and I'm looking at him, and people talk about him. And they said he was a gentle giant, a good dude, changing his life. He went there for work. So it's like, from what I'm seeing and what they're telling me, it doesn't match.
Envy, we know he wasn't that. I've always been real with you, Envy. Every time, he wasn't that. I know, boy. I know guys like that. He wasn't that. What they gonna try to pay him out to be? He wasn't that. He might have a background of going to jail, but who don't? I do. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge somebody out there. You go there to be rehabilitated. He'll rehabilitate himself. But I'm not gonna let them do that, bro. And that's exactly what they're gonna try to do. But that's not him. That's not him. And the video shows who he is. Absolutely.
Well, Steven, whatever you need from us, we are here. People who can't be on those front lines, we're stuck because we want to know what to do. We're in a situation where we're like, well, how can we help? What do we need to do? How can we be your support system? How can we be the family support system? Because I want to make sure that don't happen to my son, my family, my cousins, you, me, or anybody else like that. Just to look at that cop's face was just like, I don't give a, and then to see, I don't even know if this is real. When I see the hat and the hat said "Make Whites Great Again," I don't know if that hat is real or if that picture, but it just sums up who that person was. And did you hear about the cops' history, all the stuff that they've been through before?
Yes, yes. And why is this? Why is it when they're up and the things they do, all you gotta do is look at it and it's common sense. But they scrutinize things that we do, and it's not even close. Their stuff is right there in black and white. It's come. All you have to do is see it and look at this, the wrong that they're doing. But they have to trump up some wrong to make us look bad. This is the world we living in. This is the world we living in. Envy. This is the world we living in. Is you have a great athlete, one of the best athletes of all time, that's not guilty for a crime. He dies, and the first thing you bring up is something he's never been guilty for. This is the fucking world we living in. Excuse me, but this is the world we living in, bro.
Yeah. You know, and as a father, you know, I got 5. What do you tell your daughter? You know, what do you tell your youngin who goes out there in the world who thinks life is just free? You know, because I showed my son the video. My son is 16 because I wanted him to see what goes on out there. That it ain't all peaches and cream. You know, you didn't grow up in Queens like I did. And just know that this ain't peaches and cream. Like, there are police out there that don't give a fuck about you and think you're less than them because you're black. You know, what do you tell your young queen?
You know what's funny? It's funny you asked that. When I found out, my girl's from Minnesota, and her mom, we talk about this type of stuff all the time. Like I tell you, I get emotional when I see a homeless person. So we talk about the stuff police been doing for a while. So she showed me the video, and it was early in the morning. I was sleeping on the couch with my daughter, and I just look at it. And then I look at my other messages, and people like, man, you see what happened to your twin in Minnesota? And that's when I correlated the message from her, and I jumped up and I screamed and I started punching stuff. So my 6-year-old daughter don't live with me. Her mom was supposed to come pick her up. My daughter was supposed to leave, and as she was leaving, she told her mom, "Mom, I'm gonna stay. I think my daddy needs me." I didn't have to tell her nothing. She knew the pain I was in, and she knew why, because she heard me talking about it. I think she get it. I think my pain and my tears and her first time hearing me scream out like that, I think it did it. I don't think I need to tell her nothing. And by her knowing that she need to be here with me, I think that resonated to her. That's all she needed to know, that daddy was in pain and I needed you here. Yeah. That's all. That's the only. I didn't have to say nothing to him.
You know, and when you say God does things sometimes in mysterious ways, I think God made that happen to make sure you wouldn't do nothing crazy.
Yeah, because I was balling, Envy. I was balling, and having her here, having my girl here, my support system here, I needed that, bro, because I was angry, bro, and I know me, and it woke up a side of me that I haven't had in me since a teenager. I was ready to dumb out. And I thank God for them, because I worked too hard to get to where I'm at, Envy. But I will use my name and my platform and speaking up for my brother. I'm never gonna stop that.
Absolutely, man, and I will too. And you know, the Breakfast Club always supports you. You know, whatever you need from us through this whole ordeal, we are here. Whenever you want to call, whenever you want to talk, anytime something happens, brother, pick up the phone and call us, man. Use us for what we are here for, man. And we appreciate you for checking in, brother.
And I appreciate y'all always showing love, bro.
Thank you, brother. Steven Jackson, man. It's the Breakfast Club, man. Appreciate you again, bro.
Love, bro.